We welcome you back to the beat. Spring ball is complete for the Aggies, and on set right now to discuss how it went and look to the future, we have a couple of defensive coaches with us. Handling the defensive ends, Terry Price. The defensive tackles, they belong to Mark Hagen. We will discuss things with them right now. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us on this edition.
Thank you.
Thanks, great to be here.
All right, Coach Hagen, let's begin with you. There was some shifting in the defensive coaches this year with John Chavis arriving. Well, one thing I've discussed with you in the past, and it's good to bring up again, coaching up front and on the defensive line, that's nothing new to you.
No, not at all. I think I counted this as my 20th year at the Division I level, and this will be year 14 up front with the D-line. So it was a seamless transition. Like I said, Coach Chavis came in, he wanted to be right there involved, not be a walk-around guy. So the move up front with Terry was smooth. Players all handled it well. Like I said, TP already had a great grasp of what those guys were doing, and it's been a great situation so far.
And Coach Price, this league that the Aggies play in, it's top-notch. Everybody knows that. And do you think there's extra value in having a couple of guys handle the defensive line because it is so important in the SEC?
I think so. I think even throughout my time, I've probably spent more time coaching just two guys, probably on the edge, more than I've coached the whole front. So there's so many intricacies as far as coaching D-line, whether it's pass rush or run technique. And as we all know in defense, everything starts up front. So obviously the better that front unit is coached, the better defense will be and the better your team will be. So I think it's critical that if you can get extra coaching up there and extra time up there to spend with those guys, it's always a plus.
Mm-hmm. And Coach Sumlin always calls the SEC a trenches and depth league, not just a battle at the line of scrimmage all the time. You got to have multiple guys that you can run in and out of there. Coach Hagen, let's start with you. When we think about the defensive tackles, do you believe you built depth with that group?
Well, I think our depth is a heck of a lot better today than it was a couple of years ago. You know, I think you've seen the development of Alonzo Williams. He's really transformed his body, started off as an end, but's built himself up into an SEC caliber defensive tackle and a very, very good defensive tackle. So it all starts with Alonzo up front. You know, I think Hardrick Walker's certainly a very steady football player, not real flashy, but consistent in how he plays. You know, we're going to roll Julian in there as kind of a dual threat guy. Going to play some out on the edge for Terry, but move inside as a tackle a little bit. And then, you know, we've got a host of young guys that I think are, you know, coming along, still have a long ways to go, but getting better. So we're certainly not where we want to be depth-wise yet, but getting better.
And Coach Price, to you, it's kind of the same question. Did you build the depth and get close to the depth that you want in spring with the defensive ends?
Well, again, I think we finally have some numbers, and even though, you know, I think 2 of the 4 or 3 of the 4 last year were true freshmen, now they're sophomores. And even though they're true sophomores, they've had a chance to play a little bit. Our 2 backups, you know, Jarrett Johnson and Quaylen Cunningham, who are currently backups, were true freshmen last year. They had a chance to play some for us to get some experience. And Deshaun Hall and Miles Garrett, you know, who are still young guys, you know. Those guys, to me, stepped up, did some good things this spring. So together, we're trying to form a full unit that we can, again, roll in there at any time. And as coaches, don't feel threatened at any point that we can't put this guy or that guy in a game. So I think we're starting to get there.
Well, I would say the offseason is here, and you guys can relax just a little bit, but we know that doesn't really exist with you. You're always busy. So, again, thanks for the time, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Terry Price, Mark Hagen, right here on The Beat. Stay with us. We're back with more in just a moment.